Hey everybody, welcome back to Amplify Your Business. Have you ever ran into this issue when you switch from Enum to Enumlist? Your app throws an error, and all of a sudden those formulas you've been using to reference that column stop functioning and throw an error. This video is going to cover why that happens and the simple way to change your formula logic to account for those times where you need to change from an Enum to an Enumlist. All right, so first off, we're going to cover what the difference is between Enum and Enumlist. So I have this simple app here and the two different fields that represent each column type in AppSheet. With Enum, I can only select individual values from a table or from a drop-down menu. And with Enumlist, I'm able to select multiple values at one time and store those in a single column value. So the problem comes in when you switch from Enum to Enumlist, your type, the column type specifically is changing. Any formulas that do comparison operators such as equals to, less than, or greater to will no longer apply with Enumlist. And the reason for that is the fundamental way that these two data types, they work in the background. With Enum, since they're single values, you can use those comparison operators easily. However, with Enumlist, what's actually being stored is a list of values, just like the name implies. You're storing a list of comma-separated values in a single cell. This column is no longer a single value that you can just compare since you have multiple values in there. So this needs to be treated as a list. And just to cut to the point, you would use the in function in your formula versus a comparison operator to determine whether any values in this list matched another value in a table. So let me illustrate this by showing a couple formulas here in the overall categories table. I have an example here where I'm pulling a list of all values that are equal to Enum itself to that Enum list, right? And this is where you can use a simple comparison operator such as equals here. I want to look at this category in the category table and see if it equals any of the categories that have been assigned in the target table. However, if I go to change this category Enum type to Enumlist, then this formula will no longer work because, like I mentioned before, you now have a list of values in this single column that need to be assessed. The result to that is going to be using this in function in whatever statement, whatever formula you're using. In this case, I'm using a select formula, but obviously this applies in any situation where you're looking to do some assessment of what values are contained in your Enum list that's set up here. So you can just simply use the in function, and this in function, the first entry of that is the value that you're going to look up or look in to determine whether that value is in the target source. And then that second entry is the target column that you're looking to look in that value. So very simply what this means is the category in this list, in this Enum list that has been constructed. So I can still use the select statement. I just have to be aware of what type of data my column is using. And most of the time when you change from Enum to Enumlist, you'll need to change from a format where you're doing a simple comparison to using a function like in to go through multiple values that may exist in the target column that you're trying to assess. So with that, thanks everybody for watching. If you like this, please like and subscribe. It helps the channel out. And if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. Have a good one.